Hello there, YouTube world. I hope you are okay wherever you are. As always, I really do. You know, in this quest of mine of the last decade, 2015, I decided not to give up, to try and continue my healing where everything else seemed to have failed. And on that journey, I discovered a lot about myself. I spent a lot of time in solitude, not per se loneliness. It's not per se a loneliness, it is a solitude, which I think was very much needed to truly, really listen. uh, To listen to my inner workings, to observe, like really observe. That's why I made a lot of video material, raw, unedited, about how I am in that day, how my opinion is in that day, how outspoken I am or not, how, and then look back and analyze myself. Crazy thought, right? Crazy thought. But it helped a lot. And then I came across this place in my journey, and slowly, like a little seed. And I said so in my videos as well. It's like a little seed started to grow an idea about this place, what I want to make of this place, what was beneficial to me, what is beneficial to me, how this place started to heal me, living with the dogs, and how a seemingly burden, because in the beginning, trust me, it was a burden. I didn't ask for 14 dogs. I had 2. That was sufficient. I was very happy with them alone as well, going about our own business. And then for some reason, these dogs started to show up in my life, each in a different way, but nonetheless they all started up one way or another, crossing my path. And recently, very recent, like few months, I started to delve again into the correlations between people with certain conditions, with how degenerate it sounds when you say it out loud, mental conditions. it has this undertone, this negative undertone, this negative label. But I started to dive into this connection again between animals and suffering from mental conditions, and how I myself observe in person the benefits, the healing capabilities of dogs. And then I started to think about a project they have from the Salvation Army in the Netherlands with homeless guys, of which the vast, if not all, suffer from, the vast majority suffers from PTSD, traumas, depressions, and they offer some of these guys a holiday in Romania. And a good friend of mine, she worked as a volunteer with these homeless guys. I know many of their stories, not per se their names, but their stories from this friend. She's very involved in the other human beings, and that kind of softened my heart as well. Looking at the work she, to this day by the way, does for more than 30 years. So slowly but surely the idea became in my head, while living the last 5 years in this place and observing the effects it has on me personally. And mind you, I was one of the lucky ones. I didn't end up like those guys. But many of their stories were very comparable with my own childhood. I was just lucky that I suppose that I did not end up like them. So yes, while living in this place, feeling, observing, noticing the healing, I started to think more and more about this project of Salvation Army, and thinking about how appropriate it would be to connect one group of strays with another group of strays. Because my friend's dog ended up in this homeless shelter for various reasons, because she was not able to walk the dog anymore, etc. And the dog ended up in this shelter with homeless people, addicts, drug addicts, alcohol addicts. And the positive influence this dog has on the homeless people in that shelter in Nijmegen, in the Netherlands. One of those guys goes walking with this dog, makes videos about it, which are touching. They touch my heart when I see this guy telling the dog he cannot use coke or anything that day because he's walking with the dog and he cannot do this for the dog. Huh? He needs to save his allowance, his money, so he can buy a treat for the dog. Amazing. Amazing to see that kind of power. From the love and affection this person gets from a buddy, from a dog. So yes, that started my thinking process about this place and perhaps the possibilities to offer a stray dog to a person who needs a buddy, who needs that loyal friend. I think it's a nice idea. And it's one of the reasons I want to do the renovation in the back of the house and to make with the materials that we will salvage from that renovation a little cottage for a person like that. To be on your own in the back of the garden, calm, safe, and a pack of dogs. Yes, I can see the healing benefits. And as I mentioned, I recently started to kind of study again my own condition and get a better understanding what would be the next step in recovering. And I came across this lovely lady, the crappy childhood fairy. I don't know, probably she will never see this video, right? But if you do, yes, you changed my life for the better. You gave me a new point of view. You kind of inspired me to continue on this path when I was about to again lose perspective, hope, drive. You with many of your feelings, especially this one, when you are dysregulated, that gave me a total new insight in myself. It really did. So, yes. And it also gave me a connection to the dogs and their well-being. The realization that most of the dog's traumas, they happen in the early stages, the first few months, and then they get ingrained, like hard-coded. That's the best way to explain it, hard-coded into the dog. I knew this for many years about dogs. I have dogs all my life and they always help me to ground, but I never realized until this lady, when she talks about complex PTSD, how it also gets hard copied, ingrained in humans. Huh? Our period is longer, that imprint phase is longer than with dogs, but it is just as crucial. I start to realize the more I listen to this lady and a few others I discovered, because of this lady explaining about complex PTSD, I dare to say I am like she is, and like some of the others, I dare to say I am a specialist myself. I spent many years on and off with therapies, group therapies, EMDR, the social therapies in your personal conversations, etc. And some things helped. PMT, psychomotoric therapy, EMDR were very helpful. Very. Nee, bandito. Hey, kalm. Nee. Hey, kom eens hier. Bravo, jongen, bravo. Maxi. Kalm. Those therapies were very helpful. Group therapy, I should have started that way sooner. The last 1.5 years of 7 years on one stretch of therapy, the last 1.5 year I did the group therapy with survivors. Nonetheless, that never helped to the extent as the dogs. And I understand why. I'm gonna stop them before they start a full-blown concert. You hear them? They start a little concert. Hey, Maxi. Hey, meisje. Kom eens hier. They feel compelled because the dogs outside are making the pack howl. So I'm gonna cut this video short. I want to thank this lady very much, and for those out there who have the same kind of conditions. She's talking in one of the videos about if you don't know who you are. Well, my advice would be find out what you loved as a child and do it. I loved animals, so I will occupy myself with animals. I loved working with children. I did this for 14 years in the outdoors while being in the army back then. So I will do that again, and probably do it with, again, children who experience neglect like I did before. But this time I want to combine those 9 dogs in the yard, the ones that I adopted for this project, and those kids. Likewise for adults. These little therapists, these 9 therapists, as I like to call them. Yes, they can help you. I will stay out of the way, they will do the work. But know this. I understand. I understand. I also understand how people can be hiding their condition for many, many years. Out of fear for ridicule or just that people don't give a shit. That sometimes can hurt even more. That can even hurt more. When people don't give a shit. Try this. Find your peace. Maybe perhaps even, if you are someone like me who has the capability of the financial capability. I have a small pension, so I had the capability of moving from the Netherlands to rural Transylvania to find peace. Maybe if you are someone like me, do it. Find that peace. Start to protect the stray animals that will show up at your door anyways. If you are an animal lover, I truly believe this. Call me crazy, but I still think that God works in mysterious ways. I truly believe this, again, out of personal experiences. Go, take care of the weak. Defend those who will be so loyal to you, give you so much love, and heal them while healing yourself. That's basically what I'm doing. Have a nice day, and thank you very much, crappy childhood fairy. You were indeed a missing puzzle piece. I'm happy I found you.